Yo, YouTube. Hey, now that the season is over, I'm looking back and I'm just trying to figure out what did I get right and what did I get wrong. So, let me take a look at where did people finish this year. So, hey, I own, I own like all of these. There was no real dominant defense this year. You see that, like the highest defense, there's only one defense that averaged double digits. And I own like all the defense. So that was a disappointment. How did this kicker turn out? That was well, Aubrey was the first kicker off the board, so he ended up finishing second. Only two kickers averaged 11 points. Okay, cool. Tight end. Hey, this one thing I will say. I was on Kittles this year. Two tight ends that I was on this year was Laporta and Kittle, and Laporta was going way too high, so I kept drafting Kittle, especially in best ball leagues. Like it was Kittle, and if I missed Kittle, then it was McBride. So the problem is the best one, and you know what? I don't even got it on PPR. There we go. So that's the problem. The problem is the best tight end to draft was Bowers. He was a late round and ended up finishing number one. That was the best. And I'm so mad that I didn't draft it. And he finished on tight end one with the most points. But Kittle averaged the most amount of points by 1.1. But hey, man, and I just discussed this with the Triple FL League champion. I was just saying, Bowers, I had him graded as like the best prospect I ever seen at tight end. And then he went to a situation, and I did not draft this man because of it. And that was my biggest mistake when I know I'm all about drafting talent, but I am also all about, I usually draft my tight ends early and get it out the way. I don't hate to stream tight ends. So that's my bad. Like, so I end up going against a lot of Bowers team and like in championship. Bowers and Barkley. I had to deal with them deep in the playoffs. Like, this was the big surprise. Juno, I ain't on no Juno Smith. Big surprise. So, yeah, yep. That's how that went. I was on Ertz this year. I earned a lot. I did draft a lot of Ertz in best ball. So that was an easy one for me. I just knew he still had juice left. Wide receiver. I did not draft any Chase this year. Well, in best ball, I did draft some, but redraft, zero Chase. I had zero Chase in redraft. Big disappointment. And like when a player finished like this, you see the big difference. 23.6 points for him, and the next wide receiver, Justin Jefferson, 19.3. That's 4-point difference. That hurt. That hurt right there. I ain't on no Chase. When these players be having these big time seasons and they not on your team, it hurt. It be hurting. I did own a lot of Brian Thomas. Man, I don't know if I made a video telling you guys to draft Brian Thomas or not, but man, it just, when I was doing my projecting, that's what happened. I did the Brian Thomas rookie video. After that, like, I found out like he earned more badges than I thought. Like when I did the video, and I was just like, oh snap. I didn't draft this guy enough in Dynasty. I will own him everywhere in redraft. Like that was the correction I made. I will draft him everywhere in redraft. So damn near every league, unless I was sniped, I had him. I had Brian Thomas everywhere. So that worked out for me. That worked out. CeeDee Lamb was my 101 pick, so it was okay. But he killed me down the stretch when he wasn't available for the championship game. That killed me. And if there was a competitive team, he would have played. And that's the thing about drafting these players on good teams. Sometimes if they're not on a good team, that happens to you. Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors was going too high for me. I got him in some leagues, but most of the leagues I didn't get him. I just thought he was going too high. He did well. I had a lot of JSN, so that worked out for me. I didn't have any Terry McLaurin. Like I didn't have any of him, and that's my bad because I liked Daniels, but I never was a huge Terry McLaurin fan. So I didn't draft into Gary Wilson, so I didn't feel about that. Didn't draft into London, no Judy, no McConklin. So I was on Mike Evans. I drafted Adams in best ball, and I wasn't willing to do it. And redraft, I was on AJ Brown this year. He disappointed me. But at the same time, it's just that he missed games. When you look at points per game, let's see, because that's a big difference. Points per game, AJ Brown was 12. So, Nico Collins was 7th. You know what I'm saying? Like, so these guys are missing games for total points, so no biggie. No biggie. Puka, 21, but that's total points. And then when you see the average, Puka was number 5. So, best availability. The best ability is availability. I did hear though from someone. All right, running backs. I was not on Saquon this year. He was just going too high, and I just didn't believe Saquon would turn into prime peak Saquon. And it's like, and as much as I loved Saquon as a prospect, it's just that I couldn't wrap my brain around it. And another thing, I don't like going after players the talking heads talk about either, because now I'm gonna have to draft them real early, earlier than ADP, and now it has to work. So I have to be full aboard on a player to be able to do that. And I wasn't not full all aboard on Barkley. So that's now this, guess what? RB2 I own Gibbs everywhere. Pulled the trigger every time. Every time. So I guess I must have been getting him in the second round because I own so much of him. Second or third round, I owned a lot of him. Bijan, I didn't. Bijan was going high, so I didn't own much of Bijan. Henry, I was on Henry this year, but guess what? I drafted him. I think I drafted him more in best ball because we got the redraft. He was going too high. I wasn't able to get him. I was not able to get him. I was on Devin A. Chain. He hurt you down the stretch where, what's his name? Tua was out, but he killed. Josh Jacobs, I wasn't on him this year. He killed, especially the second half. Look at this. From week 7 to 16, he was smashing. Smashing. I was on Kyrie Williams this year. Even though, Karn threw me off, but it was hard not to project Kyron to smash. So I was on him. I was on Kamara. Hey, Kamara got me to championships. Even though he wasn't available 16 and 17, my teams that I drafted Kamara, I got the championships. So, hey, that was I was on Kamara this year. That was an easy, value pick. I can't remember where he went pre-draft or, what was the ADP of him. But cha-ching, that was easy money. I was on James Cook. I was not on Chase Brown. So I got on Chase Brown around 7 or 8. I think I was able to trade for him around this time when he had this bad game. He had a 7.3 and 11.4. I was able to trade for him around that time. Like I did my rookie profile on Chase Brown, and this usually when I go in a deep dive, do a rookie profile, and then I'm like, oh, I looked at his playoff schedule. I said, oh, this guy is set up to be a league winner, and I went out and started trading for him everywhere I could. So I end up owning a good bit of Chase Brown, not from me drafting him, but me trading for him. And I did that in redraft and dynasty because I figured I know how cheap the Bengals are. So if they have a good running back, they won't go draft another one high. you know, Connor, I'm never on Connor. Like I bet against Connor every year and he kills me. It just is what it is. I mean, I gotta take that. Chuba Herbert. Is it Chuba or Schubert? I got a Chuba. But yeah, I wasn't on him this year. I got a little bit of him. So I had him in a couple leagues, but wasn't on him this year. Yeah, so he killed me because I did draft a number of Brooks late, and just like I sit and wait for him. And that's my bad because I hate drafting people that's injured. I did that with Hawkinson too, and Hawkinson, didn't come back right. So lesson learned. Probably won't do that anymore. Joe Mixon, I wasn't on Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon had some games, but he smashed. Like you see, he trailed off by the time the playoff came. So, but I didn't draft Joe Mixon. I know I traded for him a league. I wasn't on Joe Mixon, but he was killing the first beginning of all the way until the bye. I don't know what happened at the bye. This man 10.6, 8.1, 5.9. Damn. And like the bye usually when players come, they just changed the game plan, must have been. Damn. Aaron Jones wasn't on him, never on Bucky. Bucky was just like Chase Brown, did a rookie profile on him. I was traded for him everywhere. Like I went and got Bucky everywhere. So if I didn't already draft him, I was on Hall this year. Hall didn't do much. Um, Jonathan Taylor, bruh. Like Jonathan Taylor been okay this whole season, then bam, 16, 17, won people leagues. That's crazy. I was so high, I got eliminated by Jonathan Taylor, a 40-point game. It hurt. Like my team was set up to beat this guy, and this dude, Jonathan Taylor, changed the tides. That's crazy, man. It's crazy. I was on Najee. I drafted a lot of Najee because he went super late. Najee, I don't know, it was like 8 rounds or something. I can't remember. It was just like I was smashing Najee and Javante Harris, and that in hindsight, I could have did better. Najee did all right. Like if you went 0 RB, he was okay with Najee, but Javante, Dobbins, I had Dobbins everywhere. I just bet on it. Let's just say F it. Like why not? He was going so late, and I had Dobbins everywhere, and that worked out for me. Dobbins worked out for me, even though he wasn't available this week. 15.1 points a game. Where did that put him at if you averaging running back 17, but 15 points a game. Yeah, that was able to help me out a lot. Yeah, so yep. Let's go to quarterbacks. Hey, I'm on Lamar every year if I can get him. If I can get Lamar, I'm on him every year. Just like Josh Allen. Hey, I was pulling the trigger on him in the third if I can get him. Definitely. Joe Burrow. I didn't have that much of Joe Burrow. I had him in a couple of leagues, and I wish I would have had him everywhere. Joe Burrow was like at the end of my list. Like he was like at the end of the tier. Get Joe Burrow. This is where this tier ends. Everybody know I love Jaden Daniels, but I wasn't on him heavy because I wanted to see He's kind of skinny. And I was afraid that I'll get him and he'll get hurt. And I don't like to draft like two quarterbacks. Like I'm not that person. So I had him in a few leagues and he smashed and helped me win some championships. But how much I liked him, I should have had him everywhere. Like he was, Caleb Williams, for me, I always put Jaden Daniels above Caleb Williams. Like I have a high prospect score on him. Baker, surprise, surprise, Baker. Like I didn't have any anywhere. He's probably the hell out of me. Golf surprised me. Had a little bit of Hurts. Hurts went very early. I did have some Sam Darnold, was able to get him out the waiver wire, so he helped me. I was on Bo Nix. I got a lot of Bo Nix in Dynasty. Like Bo Nix, when I did his you watched my rookie profile on Bo Nix. Bo Nix was a bulletproof prospect for me. So I just thought he was gonna hit. Like from the badges he earned, my predictive badges, I just felt like he was gonna hit, and it worked out for me. He balled week 16, 17. And you give me 21 and 22, works for me. That's solid. Had a couple 29, 28 games, solid. Patrick Mahomes. Hey, I got off Patrick Mahomes. At first I thought Patrick Mahomes would have a great year. Once I did the projections, I was like, nope, I'll let somebody else draft him. And that's the same thing, thank God, that I did with Stroud. I didn't know any Stroud. I said, oh no. I looked at the numbers. I'm going to let someone else draft him. And hey, that was a downfall. So a lot of my drafting, my success be more so for me being out on players than being in on players. So that's where most of my success comes. Avoiding the downfalls, the pitfalls, the traps. That's where problem is. I was on Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray disappointed me so much. And the problem is I'm gonna be on Kyler Murray again. Like, sorry, man. The man earned too many of my badges. I'm gonna be on Kyler Murray every year. If you know what I'm saying, especially it's not like he gonna be going late. I gotta get him every time. Gotta get him every time when he gonna be going late. He got yeah. Gonna have to get him every time and just hope one year he figure it out. That's all I gotta do. Damn, Brock Porter finished way down here. I guess because we got a 5 point, a 2 point game. My God, that's what did it. A 5 point game too, bruh. Then came balled out because he helped me. I had him in a couple leagues. One league I traded him in. Another league, he was trying to ball for me, but I lost because I went against Jaden Daniels. I was like, that was the one game I went against Jaden Daniels, and the other one I had Jaden Daniels in. Jaden Daniels helped win a lot of people championships. Yeah. What did Jaden Daniels score from here? They had him down as 32. So I guess I had bonuses in my league and scored like 40. 40 in all the leagues I had him in. So there you have it. I need to go to my projection sheet. Was there any other misses? Oh, McCaffrey. I didn't let nobody stop me from getting McCaffrey, but thank God I only had one pick, so he hurt me in one league, and I was able to get the playoffs. But I mean, my team whole team was hurt. Like I had multiple players that didn't work out for me. I wasn't on. I had Tyreek high, but I didn't draft any Tyreek. Like Lamb would always fall to me or McCaffrey, and I was always, or it'll be a league where you only start two wide receivers, so I'll go running back and I would pick Brees Hall. So I never had to have the Tyreek Hill. I think I had him in my work league, which was like an 8-man league, because I was just drafting for ceiling, and I had him on my bench the second half of the year, sitting on the bench. Um, I guess like I told you, I had a lot of Gibbs. Oh, so another landfall for me was Debo Samuel. I had a lot of Debo Samuels, and he hurt me. He hurt me. He hurt a lot of people. Um, had a lot of Jaden Reed. He hurt me. And guess what? People are going to be off him next season. He's going to go later, and I'm probably going to draft him again. At least he going to be going later, so it won't hurt me as much. But I'm going to draft him again. I was on Rasheed Rice this year. He was setting up to smash before he got hurt. Guess the universe moves in mysterious ways. I was on, like I said, I was on Laporta, but I didn't see him really smashing, and he was just going too high. Like people was picking him, I think like in the second round, and it was like a no go for me when I could just get Kittle, who I felt like offered the same ceiling, and that's what helped me out there. I was off Keenan Allen this year, so I ain't benefit from the only a couple games he had where he did make a difference. I was on Marvin Harrison this year, and he did not do much of anything. It is what it is. I didn't own a bunch of it, but hey, what I did own, it hurt. I was on Dak this year heavy, and that hurt. He got hurt. You know who the talking heads convinced me to get on? And then I started just thinking about his ceiling. Anthony Richardson. Oh my God. Anthony Richardson. I had too much Anthony Richardson, and he drove me crazy. Like I remember one league, like I raised dropped him. when he got set down, I raised dropped him, and then someone picked him up. And the man ended up coming back when he did start again and going off. I own Zay Flowers in a lot of Zay Flowers in Dynasty, not in redraft. Had a lot of sharp man. A lot of these guys that end up giving some good weeks, these backup guys, I had on my bench that I drafted, but I would drop them going after other players. Like, I mean, it is what it is. That's what I use my bench for. But it's like I don't have no patience with any of my bench players. That's the only problem with that. I wasn't on Pitts this year. He just projected too low, but with Penix as the quarterback, I will be on Pitts this year. So, and he should be going lower. So, for the people that think he trash, guess I'll own all the Kyle Pitts. And I had a lot of Noah Fant in best ball, so that should have worked out. Like my late round Titans was Noah Fant and Ertz. All right. And that's all, folks. Like, I can't wait till next season, to be honest with you, to, each season teaches me something. It helps me have more resolve for the future season, and then I get to see how well my predictive badges is working out. And so can't wait the next season so I can win more championships, more and more. But speaking of that, like, so talking about my season, I just had an okay season. I'm in like 40 leagues, and that's counting redraft and dynasty. And I made the playoffs in most of my leagues. I made the playoffs. Maybe I didn't make the playoffs in 7, maybe. So let's say I made 33 playoffs. I advanced in most of those leagues. I advanced to the semifinals. When the semifinals happened, it like wiped out like almost all my teams. I think it was going against Josh Allen and someone else. There was a couple of people that had big weeks that I did not have on my team like that. Josh Allen, I did own some of, but it was someone else. I didn't have on my team whatsoever. I need to go look that up. So I end up going against a lot of Jonathan Taylor and probably trouble because I didn't earn that much trouble. Justin Jefferson, I didn't have that much Justin Jefferson. He had a 36-point week. So no, but most of my teams got wiped out semifinals. So I was only able to advance 9 teams to the finals. So and out of those 9 teams, I won 5. So not an ideal year, but hey, fantasy football is fickle. I did win one of my higher buying leagues, so that's good. That's why I was able to get back even and stuff. So, but that's all for me, folks. Peace.